Hey there, my name is Jeremy Burke Miller, and I'm your host for today's amazing topic, Demon Constantine Origin Explored. DC's occultist and magician, John Constantine, has been one of the most interesting characters to watch or read. He's a chain smoker and very popular amongst women. As an exorcist, he had once gotten a child killed, for which he is destined to go to hell. He has dealt with many terrifying monsters and demons, and has sent them back to hell. When it comes to solving cases, John doesn't ever think twice before using any dark spell or summoning any demon to bargain, which sometimes takes a heavy price from him, or near and dear ones. In today's video, we will be exploring occasions where the famous John Constantine was possessed by a demon. In the Hellblazer comics, we had a demonized version of John Constantine, addressed as Demon Constantine, and also in the recent TV series broadcast on NBC, John, possessed by a demon, is a deadly combination and has shown violent and gruesome outcomes. So without further delay, let's explore the origins of Demon Constantine. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. How John Constantine became Demon Constantine. Demon Constantine was first introduced in the Hellblazer comics published in 1995. Written by Paul Jenkins, Constantine achieved his demonized version in issue 94. The story begins from issue 92, where the Bird Demon devises a plan to bring back the First of the Fallen to rule Hell. The First of the Fallen isn't dead, but not present in Hell, and the Bird Demon seeks to get him back by kidnapping and sending children to Hell. One of the Bird Demon's kids belonged to one of his friends, Rich Eldritch. John starts investigating the case and realizes the only way to save the damned children is to die and go back to hell himself. He uses a spell by Aleister Crowley to create a golem in which he poured his worst character traits and his demon blood. To further enhance the golem's longevity, it absorbed the soul of Crowley himself. The golem helps all the children escape from hell but stays in hell. Crowley's soul, still inside, takes John's punishment, leaving him free to wander. This alternate self of John Constantine becomes a true demon and goes by the name Demon Constantine. Demon Constantine lived in hell for years and yearned for his life back on Earth. When he heard his soul was being auctioned by a magician named Gant, he arrives but quickly has to escape when the First of the Fallen gate crashes the proceedings. The other version of John on Earth later visited Hell to rescue his sister and met Demon Constantine, who asked him to exchange places. The argument does not extend as Nergal arrives and rips off Demon Constantine's throat. This, however, does not kill Demon Constantine, and he is later accidentally summoned by Bino, former drummer with John's old punk band. He kills Bino without hesitation and uses his invitation to attend John's wedding with Epiphany Greaves. Demon Constantine kills John Constantine and ends up marrying Epiphany, and later, sexually assaulting John's niece Gemma. Nergal arrives at the scene and tears out Demon Constantine's heart, leaving him dead. A reanimated John sneaks up and kills Nergal. Mind-blowing story of how John Constantine becomes a demon. The TV series named Constantine also had its own version of introducing a demonized version of John Constantine. Developed by Daniel Cerrone and David S. Goyer for NBC, the story is based on DC's John Constantine and played by Matt Ryan. The series only released its first season, broadcast from October 24th, 2014 to February 13th, 2015. In its 8th episode, we got to see John Constantine demonized by the demon Pazuzu. The story begins with Anne Marie, a nun from a convent in Mexico, serving a mother who had just delivered a baby. Anne Marie was one of John's earlier flings before the infamous exorcism at Newcastle. Joining the convent was more of a penance for her, and she strongly hated John for the Newcastle mishap. Getting back to the story, that night the mother who delivered a baby was brutally murdered, and the baby kidnapped by someone. Anne Marie uses her biolocation spell and finds John Constantine for help, as the case did not seem to be any human act. Zed asks if she could come along, but John does not let her and finally reaches the scene with Chaz. During their investigation, Sister Louisa from the Convent pays a visit to them and welcomes them flirtatiously. John responds to it, and Anne-Marie gets infuriated. John casts a spell which reveals that the evil creature was recently there. He needs a sample of the baby's tissue to locate the baby, and Anne-Marie leads him to a graveyard where the mother's placenta is buried. It was buried under a tree on their father's property. While Anne-Marie is helping digging, John plucked a fleshy fruit from the tree and stabbed it. The fruit was human flesh fruit, and on stabbing, blood spurted out through it and slowly from all the fruits in the tree. The father of the deceased wife and kidnapped child, Hugo Lopez, hears their noise and comes out with his gun. The duo explains everything, and then John sits with them to explain that the placenta buried under the tree is connected to the baby's soul, who is trying to convey a message that it's alive and surrounded by something terribly evil. John infers from the evidence that one of Eve's sisters is behind everything, which Anne-Marie denies and considers as harsh arrogance. Before they could come to a solution, news of another baby arrives on the phone, and they all rush to the convent. The child belonged to Hugo's son, which evidently shows that the evil force is after Hugo's bloodline. John Constantine starts preparing for a spell at the convent's fountain. The spell, if worked correctly, would cast a reflection of the evil creature in the fountain's water. As he was about to start his spell, he's interrupted by Sister Louisa, who soon orders him to stop the ritual, as it is against the rules of the convent. John rattles off a list of ancient names near the fountain, and the spell works, revealing Sister Louisa's face. John at first doesn't let her know, and acts to have stopped the ritual from happening. While she turns around to walk away, John calls her by Lamashtu, which makes Sister Louisa transform into a vampire demon look-alike. She attacks John and tries to drown him in the fountain's water. John stabs her, but she escapes before he can get any intel about her motives or the missing babies. The evil creature is finally revealed, who is the youngest sister of Eve and goes by the name Lamashtu. John persuades Hugo Lopez to think of any dark past in their family's generation. Their investigation leads them to the elderly Mrs. Lopez, who is very afraid as the band of powerful warlocks called the Brujeria have returned and are behind the rising darkness. John, Chaz, Anna-Marie, and Hugo devise a plan to lure Lamashtu to them. They dress up a dead chicken, cover it up with Hugo's blood, and disguise it as a human child using John's magic. Their plan is to ambush Lamashtu by setting it up as a ritual to provide an offering to the creature. Their plan works. Lamashtu arrives and takes the chicken, mistaking it for a human child. While the rest watch her take it, before they can trap her, Hugo loses his calm and shoots it. Lamashtu escapes and gets into the sewers, followed by John and Anna-Marie. Inside the sewers, they follow the voices of the children trapped and rescue the two missing children. Lamashtu confronts them for the kids, but John has a trick up his sleeve. He uses a talisman that held the demon king Pazuzu, also Lamashtu's lover in the past. She reveals that she had been working for the Brujeria, as they are trying to break the boundary between hell and earth. John uses Pazuzu's power to take down Lamashtu. As the two were about to leave the tunnel with the rescued babies, they heard another baby's cry. They walk back to find the baby, but instead find an invoke. John stops Anna-Marie and asks her not to move as they cannot outrun it. When John tries to look for a solution, Anna-Marie takes out a gun and shoots John to escape the deformed evil creature. Anna-Marie leaves the tunnel with the baby while the creature starts sniffing and biting John. With no other option left to survive, John uses the talisman and invites Pazuzu inside his body. Pazuzu is a powerful demon and scares off the invoke. John's body starts healing from the wounds and the gunshot, but it upsets Manny, the angel who visits John. He curses him for his act of inviting a demon and leaves him to suffer. Chaz arrives and takes out John from the tunnel. John explains everything to Chaz and also explains to him that he has about a week till Pazuzu takes complete control over him, before which he will be performing a self-exorcism. Suddenly, John stops walking and stands still with his head down. Chaz asks him if he's okay, but the demonized Constantine throws him away and escapes the convent. Chaz calls over Zed for help, and they all start looking for John, which led them into an incident where 4 gangsters were brutally murdered with their bodies torn apart by someone last night. Meanwhile, John is arrested and held in a prison with 3 brothers of the one who John killed. The 3 try taking revenge, but Pazuzu takes control of his body again and kills each and every one of them brutally. Zed and Chaz seek help from Anna Marie for her biolocation spell to find out where John Constantine is. Zed and Chaz arrive at the prison and find their own means of getting in. Anna Marie also enters the prison disguised to minister the prisoner's needs. The 3 conduct the exorcism on John, and after a tough fight, they manage to free John from Pazuzu. What makes Demon Constantine so powerful? John Constantine has often shown excellent skills in defeating beings stronger than him. His trickery, aided by his spells, compelled terrifying evil creatures to go back to hell. Aided by a guiding angel, John is one formidable opponent to evil beings and hellish creatures. However, as mentioned in the comics and the TV series, his demonized version is threatening and nearly unstoppable. His demonized version possesses abilities like demonic physiology, which could heal any wound, along with demonic possession, with which he could possess any mortal human and use them as hosts, manifesting his supernatural abilities into him. Along with this, he also had superhuman strength, superhuman speed, and immortality. In the comics, the Demon Constantine also had shape-shifting abilities, which allowed him to take on the appearance of any other people or cast illusions. All these make the character extremely powerful and impossible to stop. John Constantine, after getting demonized, posed a significant threat to everyone. His demonized version is alarming for everyone in 2 aspects. First, the strongest occultist gets the powers of a demon, and secondly, there's no one to stop the demon. We get a good glimpse of how difficult it is to exorcise the demon Pazuzu out of John's body. Both versions from the comics and the series are unique in their own way, and similar in the trouble that comes thereafter. We're all waiting to watch John Constantine in the Justice League, as the character's wit and style is very likable and interesting. And if you liked our content, don't forget to like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.